What up, everybody? It's your boy, the P to the A. And today, we're going to take a tour of Salem. We're going to see where the witch trials were. We're going to see who the bad people were, who the accusers were. It's your boy, the P to the A. Subscribe for more.
Whoever planned this trip, I want you to give them a high five or a big hug at the tour. That is our founder, Roger Conan, who came here in 1626 searching for a fishing village. Now we are called Witch City, right? We're standing in front of the Witch City Mall. The crappiest mall of America. Just kidding. It's great. We love Rosendella. But we really do take that into our culture here in Salem. If you guys do see a police officer or a fire truck, you'll notice that our logo is a witch on a broomstick.
I heard they're replacing the cruises with broomsticks.
With that, yeah.
Your seatbelt on, we're going to go to 1692, okay? We're just going to jump right in. Now, we're in Salem, Massachusetts, okay? Most of the Puritans live here. They're a very strict religious group of people, okay? So we were starting in Europe. There were the Protestants and the Catholics. They were killing each other over religion, right? And the Puritans, they were a side group of the Reformation. They came here to Salem. Now, in Europe, right? And then finally, Salem, Massachusetts. So the reason that we are Witch City
What the heck?
is because nothing happened quite to this magnitude.
What
So
the
here
heck?
in Salem, Massachusetts, there's over 220 people that were accused of witchcraft. Almost 50 of them were in that jail that I just pointed out. 20 people were executed, 19 were hanged, and one was pressed to death by stone. In 1692, there was a reverend that lived here in Salem.
Tony.
His name was Reverend Samuel Paris. So he was a very strict religious figure, okay? He was trying to make a name for himself. He was a pretty scary guy. So if you do know any strict religious, a priest, a rabbi, a crazy aunt, somebody that said, "You're going to hell," right? "Don't get that tattoo, Allie, you're a sinner." So that was
What the hell is
reverend.
going on?
And he was scaring everybody that lived here because he firmly believed that the devil was trying to attack Salem. Little Betty Paris, she was about 9 years old, right? So she's experiencing convulsions. She's kicking, she's screaming, she's foaming at the mouth, right? A doctor today would say that little Betty had epilepsy. Do you think that is what they said 300 years ago? No. The doctor came. They took a little look at little Betty and they said, "Aha, this girl isn't sick. She is bewitched."
Afraid of the dark? Are you scared?
So, Tony, as you were listening to the tour, what happened to the bottle of water? It started
peeing by itself.
Crazy.
We're about to walk literally through history. You guys see this crosswalk? The pink and the blue? So this is actually where the courthouse was.
Okay, so I'm gonna run through the accusers. Anybody want to guess how young these girls were?
Teenagers?
They were younger than that.
14?
So the youngest 9 years old. 9 years old. Another famous accuser was Ann Putnam. So Ann was famous for accusing men.
No.
You're not safe, sir. You're safe. He's the boss. You're safe.
No, he's in that box. He's fine.
You're safe. You're safe.
Yeah, something tells me.
Stay in there. Don't leave there.
So all of these names that I'm mentioning, you will see a bench dedicated to each of these victims. Another person was John Willard. So John, he basically was a cop at the town, right? So he wasn't a sheriff, but if somebody was accused and needed to be held in jail, he would put out the arrests. And he wasn't buying it. You want me to witch this person for hocus pocus? No, right? He is executed, unfortunately.
Yeah. And here we are, up to see another show, and then we're gonna go eat. Here we go.
Police should experience, including stage fog and other elements, some of which make their way into the audience. These are all non-toxic and will not harm you. Please remain safe and do not leave or change yours. There are moments during the presentation where we do intend to startle you. Once this happens, please settle down in order to enjoy the rest of the experience. Finally, for the courtesy of your...
Tony, you were scared or what? This is a good show. I liked it. Gallows Hill, Salem, Mass. Museum and Theater. This guy lost all control. He lost all control. He couldn't stop laughing. Oh my God.
At the beginning of the show, I look up at the ceiling and there's this big bat, and I knew it was gonna come down. Like during.
Did you get scared or no?
No, I got scared, yeah, but it was really.
Did you see the tarot readings? They were reading the tarots. I got a tarot reading one time. She told me I was going to cross the Atlantic many times, and it came true.
And they said you were going to be a YouTuber.
Yeah, that's true. So subscribe for more.
That's right. So talk to the PA channel.
You know how we do.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go back to 1692. I want to talk about some of the bad guys here from the trials, right? We have the judges and the sheriff. So I mentioned before that if you were accused, they got all your property, and they were the ones that were responsible for the executions and decide. Okay, so this is where the sheriff George Corwin lives. He had a home here. Has anybody seen Little Shop of Horrors? Right, you know the dentist? He is our dentist.
Oh,
he was a
the
very
Shop of Horrors.
evil guy. So this sheriff, he enjoyed pain. He enjoyed torturing people. So when the jails were overcrowded, he would bring them to his home. He would tie them to a chair. He'd burn their wrists with candles. He'd choke them. He was not a very nice guy, right? So even much so that when the sheriff died, his family didn't want to bury him here in Salem, right? They were afraid of grave diggers, all that. And since his death, the role of the sheriff of Salem has been cursed. It's been cursed. And they say it's because there was a fire here in downtown Salem. And most of downtown Salem was burnt to the ground. And it was reported that people saw the apparition of Giles Corey. We do here believe in our curses, okay? When we do walk by the Charter Street Cemetery, it's probably going to be a little busy, so I'm going to talk about one of the famous judges that is buried there. His name is Judge John Hopper, and he was known as the hanging judge because he put most people to their deaths, including Bridget Bishop. So after the trials ended, I mentioned that there was no repercussions, right? But most of the judges, they made a speech, they shed a little tear, they apologized, they said they were caught up in the hysteria, except for this judge, right? He showed zero remorse, He believed that the devil was here in Salem and it was his job to keep it pure. So that was the hanging judge. So he is buried in the Charter Street Cemetery. We're gonna go to the Hocus Pocus location now. Has anybody been there yet? Okay, I will point it out. Okay guys, raise your hands if you've seen Hocus Pocus, right? Where Max is chased in by Billy the Zombie and the Sanderson sisters. So Bette Midler, she's known for singing, "I Put a Spell on You." So this is actually the building that they are chased into. They didn't film the scene here. They probably did it on a soundstage somewhere, right? I also want you to take a look at this building structure. So if anybody's heard of the game Monopoly, right? The Parker Brothers factory was actually here in Salem. And they said that they got the influence of the hotels and the houses from Salem. So we're gonna walk to the cemetery, and I'm also gonna point a building out on your right that used to be the Front Street Jail, where Harry Houdini is known for actually visiting Salem and escaping from it. He challenged the police, right? Locked me up in a cell, they tied him up, and he said, "Give me 15 minutes." So hundreds of people watched the stunt, and he escapes. He comes out with applause to the crowd. All right, guys, this is the building. They say this was even the door that's been restored, the very door that Harry Houdini walked out of. This is also called Houdini Way. You guys see this sign right behind you? So October, on Halloween, a lot of magicians will come here and pay tribute to Houdini in Houdini Way. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna keep going, head to the Charter Street Cemetery.
Good job, Proctor.
Oh, there it is.
A entrada é pelo outro lado.
Line up over here.
Yeah, that'd be great. You see all the names?
When were those erected? Was it like after the trials, or
When was this built?
or is this like newer?
This is newer.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Good question.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
my ending quiz. Yeah,
Oh.
if you guys wanna. Good question.
And reviews are very helpful. My name is Allie. There's a lot of corporate that's starting to take over Salem, so we're kind of like the underdogs.
Listen, how are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Salem. Do you like this tour? Do you like it?
Yeah.
She's gonna show us the Hocus Pocus house. Holy, scary, scary.
Hey. Love you.
Oh, you know that crazy clown?